Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know we are trading options. We are reviewing our plays from last week that expired worthless, and we are slowly but surely building this portfolio up brick by brick each and every single week selling cash and carry puts. So today I had a new idea, and I wanted to talk about my four-step process on how I'm going to take this $10,000 account to over $50,000 in the next 4 years. So I want to break it down, how I got these figures, take a look at how we did in the month of November. We have a couple of weeks left until 2024 is over, so I want to take a look at that as well. And then the current plays that we have on the market. So first things first, as always, let's take a look at what plays we made last week and how they ended up. So last week we played MSTX and we played TSLL. We sold cash secure puts. Let's jump down here to the history and take a look. We sold this MSTX put at the 65 strike for Friday, got paid $180, and you can see it right there. That put expired completely worthless on Friday, so we made a $180 on that trade. Then this morning, of course, I sold the exact same put. We got paid $130 for this week. Currently, MSTX is trading... Actually, I can just look right here at 94.42, so the stock would have to fall down significantly, about $30 to get in the money. If it does, we will adjust. But yeah, that's the trade as of this week. And then the other trade we made last week was on TSLL. Not a huge premium player, but the trade went how we wanted it to. We sold a safe delta TSLL 18.5 put. Expired, as you can see, on Friday for $0. We made the $20 on that. So all things went well last week. Both of our puts expired worthless. And if we look at the account over the last week, we are up 62.70. Now, there is a little bit of fluctuation there. Obviously, we own the odd lot shares on Mara of the 13 shares. And so those are going to move the account around a little bit. Not a whole lot, but something to keep in mind. And on those 13 shares, we are up 29%. So not too bad, up about $71 there. As Mara is falling today because of the share dilution. Looks like they had a share dilution today and they bought some more Bitcoin. So keeping that in mind, we had two puts out for today. We talked about the MST put already up $42. If we get in the money, we will adjust it. But the other one is Mara at the $20 put. We got paid $18 for this. It's currently sitting at a 0.09 delta, so still super safe. And Mara has to come down $4 a share for us to get in the money. So we will leave that on the table. Looking good. So far, contributions in this particular account sitting at $2,075. And I want to review those contributions because that is part of the formula that we have on the four-step process. And that is by depositing a minimum of $25 a week. You guys can see I have auto deposits here. We have auto deposits here of the $25. Oh, let me go back. And you can see that is a weekly occurrence. Every single week we've done it the entire year. And slowly but surely we build it up. And there it is right there, the weekly. So that's where we're sitting on that. And I want to jump into it. So let's talk about how I plan to do it, how the month went. We had a 33% up month for the account. If we look at the account, we are up 33% in the last month. We did over $900 in premium selling cash secure puts and covered calls. And we also had, I think we netted about 12 to 13% in trade income. So not too bad. So let's jump into the nitty gritty of it. Let's talk about the plays we have on the table, an update on the account, and then let's jump into the four-step process. So you can see last week we had a lot of expirations. Of course, MSTX and TSLL on the table this week. We have $148 worth of trades on Mara and MSTX. And we got 0.5% on the Mara trade, 2% on MSTX. And that puts us for the month of November at $923 worth of income. The first week, nothing. The second week, $579. Nothing for the third week because we went out 2 weeks on that play. 18th through the 22nd, $144. And the last week, $200. And you saw, obviously, that expired with us as well. So that's how we're looking for the year. These are the assets we've traded in this account. We kept it super simple. We traded a basket of stocks. And we stuck with those stocks the entire time. So CleanSpark, $17.54 in premium, Mara, $18.26, MSTX, $310, Riot, $135, TSLL, $258 with a grand total of $4,283. So almost done for the year. We have a couple of more weeks left like we talked about. I need to switch this out. Obviously, we are no longer in the green here. I can actually just change that to red real quick. And then we will change December to the green. That is the month that we are in now. Whoops. We are in the green, and it is the last month. So let's try to get at least 4,600 if we can. If I can average that $70 to $100 a week cash secured puts, then I will be happy, and we will slowly build this account. So $1,287 worth of wheel cap gain so far this year, averaging $117 a month. And the balance you can see has really taken off. We started the year at $7,000. Right now we're almost at $11,000, so a nice $4,000 gain. And we've averaged 6.92% per month trading options. Now, the reason I want to state that number is because that's obviously the average. You guys have seen it here. If we go back to the Robinhood and we look further out, 3 months up 48%, 1 year up 45%, all time since we started this account in last like March or April, we're up 77%. So keep that number in mind, the 6.29, that will be important here on the 4-step process. And then here's the graphics. So I want to talk about the 4-step process and the 4 steps that I'm talking about and how I'm going to build this account from $10,900 to over $55,000 is through depositing money each and every single week, which I do, $25 at a minimum every week, auto purchase. So that's $100 a month. Then I'm going to trade options on it via covered calls and cash secured puts. So that's my second source of income or deposit to the account. The third source is through cap and gain. You guys have seen on the will side of things, right? We've willed 117 on average a month. So there will be the cap gains part that's going to be adding into it. And then also reinvesting, right? I don't take any money out of this. This is an IRA. I can't touch it for 40 years or so. And so that is the fourth piece. So depositing, options income, capital gains through wheeling in and wheeling out of stocks or taking profit on odd lots, and then reinvesting everything. So if we look at, let's say this is week 1 and we were starting this week, right? Or we could say January 1, right? If we did 4 years in advance, that's how long it would take me to do it on a conservative level. We have a starting balance of $10,900. Now, options revenue, the way I compounded this is I took 3% return. Now, you guys saw I almost averaged 7% return per month. And that's including the wheel cap gains and everything. So I went super, super conservative based off of my data in this account. I mean, you guys saw it, I'm up 77% over the last year and a half. So those are just the numbers. But I also want to take into account that not all stocks are going to go my way. It's not always going to be a bull market. We could have pullbacks in the account. We could get signed and have a position blown up. And so I want to take into account that anything like that can happen. So we can have a 7% month, a 0% month, and then we end up there in the middle after 2 months at 3.5. So I took a 3% conservative number, and then I do $100 added capital, and then that gives me an ending balance. So if we were to do that this month, 4 weeks in a row, and we just did 3% on our money, then we're looking at ending the month at $11,327. Now, if you compound that over 12 months, reinvesting everything, of course, and as the percentage grows and the account balance grows, of course, the amount that I'm going to be making each month will slowly tick up. You can see the options revenue goes from $327 in month 1 to $491 in month 2, right? Same thing. Month 13, 508, all the way down to now 2 years, 742. And you can slowly see the options snowball build. Now, the consistent thing is $100 a month in the deposits. And then the options revenue is slowly going to scale percentage-wise with how much capital I have. And you guys have seen that in real time with this account. As I've grown the account balance and as I've built this portfolio up, then my options income slowly increases because I have more capital. I can make more plays. I can afford bigger assets, and slowly but surely the account builds. So if you look at the number down here at the bottom right, 55,482. This is a conservative way I could do this over a 4-year period. Slowly but surely, depositing every single month, selling covered calls and cash secured puts, taking those capital gains and from wheeling in and out of stocks and reinvesting them, and then reinvesting all of this over and over and over, no withdrawals from the account, and slowly we can, 4 or 5x our accounts. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I have been doing it. That's what I've been doing with all of my accounts. And slowly but surely, we can get it done. Now, yeah, am I coming out and saying, hey, I'm going to 5x or 4x my money in the next 6 weeks? Absolutely not. In the next year? Absolutely not. I think that those kind of goals are the way that our accounts are blown up. You guys know how I do it on this channel. Slow, consistent base hits, slow, consistent wins, high probability trades. If we look at the trades we made last week or this week, we're talking about 90 to 95% chance of probability that the option is going to go the way I want it. Now, is there that 5 to 10% chance that it's not going to? Of course, but I always have the option to roll an option out, take assignment, add more shares. There's so many different options, but you know me, I'm going to take it the nice, slow, and steady approach. And that's how I plan to do it. So let's look at the numbers. Here is that potential growth imbalance, right? So if you look at 2025 from start to finish, we could achieve by doing just that 3% every single month and not including any actual wheel cap gains into it, because that's just gravy on top. We're talking about almost $5,000 worth of annual income. So my potential balance on this account next year that we're going to try to beat is going to be $16,960. 2026, we're going to try to be at 25,000, 37,000 by 2027, and then by 2028, $55,000. Now, of course, will I probably grow this faster? Yeah, knowing me, I probably will. I might have some trades that go my way. It might end up compounding faster. I may take some risks that are maybe higher than the 0.1 delta, and things may go a lot faster. But this is a base case scenario on a 3% per month, building the account over and over and over. One thing I want to take into account, look at December already. We made 2 trades today, $148 worth of premium. Well, if we come over here and we look at the stats, in December, on the top of that, $272 is how much we would need to make in month 1, which is $68 a week, right? So far this year, we've averaged in the first 48, 49 weeks, we've averaged $87.41. So we're already beating the base case right off the bat. And we made $148 this week between these 2 puts. And so we're already absolutely destroying that weekly need of $68. So we could potentially be doubling it. And you've seen it here. If we look at the numbers, I mean, this is just straight up numbers. 500, 900, 148 in the first week. If I can achieve that $200-$300 early on, then obviously the compounding goes even faster, right? If you start getting into here and you change that option revenue to something like, let's just edit this and let's just say we went with what we're doing, which is about 6%. Then that goes to $654. So you can see the big changes there, the probability of getting to these numbers and how to do it more conservative, less conservative. But overall, I think it's possible. So these are the numbers I'm going to beat. This is how I can do it. This is my 4-step strategy. And I'm going to showcase it here each and every single week with the YouTube video. I'm going to share every single put, every single call, every single buy, every single sell. And I'm going to grow this account to over $50,000 in the next 4 years, slowly but surely, and with an amount of money that I think probably most people can attain. Sometimes when I'm trading my larger accounts, they're plays that people can't make, and so people can't relate to them. And so that's why I love doing these small series where I like to build a portfolio from a smaller balance up into something larger, and then you start getting more comfortable with different types of names and assets in the account. So that's my update for today. This is my 4-step process, how I'm going to take this $10,000 account to 55 in the next 4 years. I hope you guys like the content. If you have any questions, you want me to throw some numbers back at you, leave them in the comments, and I will happily do that. As always, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like and sub, and happy investing. We'll catch you next time.